Good morning, everybody. Thanks for making it in the cold, cold weather that we are living in, which everybody always asks, why do we live here? So thanks for coming in. I want to start out by addressing the giant elephant in the room that everybody might be looking at. And yes, I have a mustache. All right, it's 3 weeks in. It's November. You know, it just so happens that my time to speak is on Movember. It's my first time trying it. Please don't stare. Please try to pay attention if you can. So the theme is chance. And when Carl came to me, I thought, I was thinking about chance, and I just felt like, I don't know if this really fits like what I do and who I am. Because, when you look up chance, it's the possibility of something happening. And when you think about that, it's something that you're waiting, it's something that you're anticipating, but it's not doing anything proactive. All you're doing is you're waiting around, hoping that something happens. And I feel like that's not me at all. Instead, I feel like what I do is I take chances, which is to behave in a way that leaves one vulnerable to danger or failure. And I feel like doing something that's a lot more proactive, taking risks, trying to do things that could lead to failure will lead to a lot more fulfilling things in life. This is the beautiful country that I grew up in. Trees, lakes, Brainerd, Minnesota, 2 hours north of here. This is the little guy that grew up there, on the rocks. And, I think my mom actually took this photo and sent it into Oshkosh B'gosh to get into an ad. Luckily, I didn't go towards that modeling route because, ever since I was little, I used to always draw. I was always making things. I was filling up, paper with color and just anything that I could do or make with my hands. My mom also saved a lot of my art, and I'll show you what this. Get a little detail of this. I was doing my first Pantone pairing. So this is my first time working at a computer lab. The purple hoodie, man, those stonewashed jeans, like stylish 90s, right? I think it's coming back again. So I think those are also Apple IIes. We used to fight over who got the color one and who got the green screen, because Oregon Trail is so much more fun in color, right? So the biggest chance that I took got me to where I am today, and that's kind of the route that I took. A lot of my friends were thinking about going to school to become lawyers or doctors or things with a very concrete end game where there's a defined salary. And so the road I took was I came down to Minneapolis and I went to MCAD. And, having people that supported me my entire life and supported my art made it a lot easier to take this risk. But going to an art school, it can be a little risky. You're like, well, I love to make art. I feel like this is what I need to be doing. But, what am I going to do after? Am I going to get a job? And so I went there and I, took that chance, and I just knew that if I, set my mind to, what I wanted to do and didn't lose, focus on that, then, great things could happen. So that was my mindset. So I want to take you through a little bit of the career path that I took. I started out at a couple internships. Russell & Herder is actually in Minneapolis, but there was a Brainerd office, which is where I went. And the guy that I worked with was a creative director there, and he gave me this line that I held, basically printed it out and kept it in my pocket forever. Start your own shop right away or it won't happen. And I did not do that. But, and I'll show you, I went to other agencies. But that line stuck in the back of my mind. And it was something that I never forgot. And it was always my end goal. It was always the dream that I really wanted to do. So going to these other agencies, you'll see like on the gradient chart here, kind of seeing like how along the way, the top bar, being the Schwen, doing the work that I do, kept moving along with all these places I was working at, going from these internships to Carmichael Lynch for a while, going to Fallon, going to Mono, and then going to Target. So all along, I was working and building my own work. I was creating my own things, and I was also, gaining a lot of experience from working at these places. Instead of like jumping in, like, going right out of school and just be like, all right, I'm gonna do this. I'm starting out my own company. I'm gonna do it. It's gonna be great. I had that mindset of keeping that end goal of starting my own shop. I kept it in my mind when I was working at all these places, and I just didn't forget about it. So here's some of the agency work that I was working on. And the other thing that I love to tell people, right out of school is, it is great. It's great to like go work somewhere because, some of these first projects that I worked at Carmichael Lynch, working for Harley Davidson and working for these giant, brands that, creating a paint can for Benjamin Moore that I think is still on the shelves, but it's fun because you're working on these big brands that you normally wouldn't get, if you were just to like go off on your own. So, also created this identity for this redwood company. Working on this Shaun White thing while at Target, creating this pop-up store, like these really fun projects that, like I never would have had that opportunity if I just would have been on my own. This was a really fun project that we worked on at Target. And we shot the Target race team and made them look like they're action figures inside of the little toy packaging. And they're just statistics cards that they would hand out, kind of like trading cards. So. And we also wrapped the semi-hauler where the actual race cars are transported in to make it look like it's a giant gift package with a toy car inside it, which at that scale, it's great to see that going down the road. And the back is actually, it looks like it's a cardboard box opening. So it's really fun work. And of course, a foam finger gift card. So the thing I want to talk to you about too is taking a calculated risk. And so the thing that I chose to do was I obviously wanted to start my own shop. I wanted to be working for myself eventually, but I also didn't want to just jump right into it. And I think that's how taking a calculated risk helps with that, because I wanted a plan. I wanted to get a lot of experience by working at other agencies, and this was a way that I could do that and still achieve that goal that I wanted to do. So I love this line. I don't know if it's out there, if I made it up or whatever, but jump in without feeling the water, but make sure you know how to swim first. Like, my brothers and I used to like run down to the lake because we lived by lakes, and my brother was a little bit more calculated, a little bit more structured. So he'd go up, he'd like get down, kind of feel the water, and like, oh, okay, I'll get in. Me, I like book it down, run in, jump in the water. Like that's what I do, and that's who I am. And but the thing I want to talk about is like, it's smart to like get into something, but make sure you know what you're getting into. And I feel like that's the way that I approached working at agencies before, going into my own thing. So 2 years now, I've been on my own. Last October 6th, actually October 5th, I finished working at Target, and on October 6th, I started up Schwen. And it's scary. Like, I'm not gonna lie. Like, there have been times where it's quiet. There's hills, there's valleys. I'm not gonna sugarcoat things, but like, that was one of the most exciting days of my life. Aside from having 4 children. I mean, of course it's that, like, first 4 kids and all the, but like, yes, and I do have 4 kids. Stop looking at the mustache. So, I started my own business. What do you do? Like, the typical model that agencies use is like, you get a new business guy, you go out, you drum up work, you show him your capabilities, and like, it's very smart. It works. Like, I'm not dissing that at all. I want to take a little bit of a different approach, though. I wanted to start making work that I just wanted to make. because I have this desire just to create things, and I'm constantly coming up with ideas and being inspired and just like making stuff for myself. And so I wanted to take this approach of doing that to get more work. You know, it was a dual effort. Like, I was loving what I was making, I was having fun, and this is a shot of what's always in my pocket. I can't put it in my pocket now, so I apologize because I had to layer. Come on, it's cold out. But it's usually sitting right here. And that's because, like, whenever I'm out with friends, whenever I'm, like, you know, hanging out with the kids and I have ideas, either I take a note on my iPhone or, you know, I love to just sketch things out. And, you know, there's a history in these, and, like, just having something there all the time to, like, write down your ideas, and, like, you don't want to lose things. Like, you know, write it down now. I think that's the Field Notes slogan, but it's great. So what I started to do was I just started to create things, and creating things for myself, creating things that I just love to make. This was the Pantone series that I started, and I remember creating this, and I showed it to my fiance, and I said, you know, like, hey, just made this. It's kind of a fun idea that I had a while ago, and I just wanted to make it. What do you think? And she was just like, that's awesome. I'm like, should I post it? I don't know. Like, she's like, yeah, do it. So I posted it, and, like, you know, took a risk, just like threw it out into the abyss, and, like, I don't know, shared it with people, and it was fun. I had fun doing it, and I just wanted to share it, and that's kind of how I approach what I do on Instagram, and, like, it just, a lot of people liked it. It was fun, like, just seeing comments of people, like, throwing out other combinations, and so I made more stuff. Like, I started an Instagram account for the Lego guy, and you can follow this guy. It's Instagram Lego guy. He's out there. He's just tipping 4,000 followers, so he's been a little quiet. I think he's lost, actually, right now. So he might have gone through the laundry, and we might have to find, like, a replacement. But, you know, just, like, so this little Instagram Lego guy going around and, like, taking pictures and stuff, and, like, just starting out projects like this that, you know, I purely love to do, and it's fun. But, you know, sharing it with people, and, like, you know, I'll make stop motion videos of these things and, like, learn other skill sets while doing it. I started this other thing called InteractiveGrams, and, you know, basically if you're used to, you know, Instagram, if you double tap a photo, the heart comes up. So the idea was to, you know, just create these images, just these fun images, and just very playful, so that when you double tap it, the heart shows up right in that spot, you know. And I know it changes with the new platforms. I think the iPhone 6 is, like, a smaller heart, so it ruins them all, but that's okay, you know. But, you know, it's also something that's inspired other people, and, like, I think there's now 4,070 posts of InteractiveGrams in the hashtag. Like, other people get inspired, and they're making their own, and it's just, like, it's really crazy to see that, and it's exciting, like, just this fun thing I started. And InteractiveGram also was a Valentine's Day theme. You know, I had been featured on Instagram, so I had a contact with somebody there, and I shot them an email saying, like, hey, you know, like, I've been doing this InteractiveGram thing, like, I took a huge risk. I'm just like, you know, come on, like, I just want to throw this out there. Do you guys want to do this for your weekend hashtag project on Valentine's Day? I feel like it would be a perfect fit. And they're like, yeah, let's do it. So a lot of people got into it and created it, and, like, it just got bigger and bigger. It was really fun. I started this series called Camouflage Series. It's just, like, these camels being blended into the background. You know, and this was an idea that I had a while ago that, you know, sometimes I will just write something down, and it's not time to make it. And it's in one of my books. It's in my notes on my phone. And sometimes when I am, like, if I don't have a lot of client work, or I'm bored, or I just want to make something with my hands, I'll go through the notebooks or my phone and just, like, look at what I, you know, wrote down one day. And I just saw that a long time ago, and I was just like, oh, I should just start making this. Like, it's fun. So I made that series. The Hello series. This was also a fun idea that I had to kind of use these iconic hello stickers, but, you know, give them a little bit of, you know, a fun play with it. So Lionel Richie. I believe there's a couple of people here that can sing that song. No? No? Okay, not today. Tomorrow, yeah. So then, doing these other projects, like, I started to explore other areas. So this was a project where it started from having a banana that was on my studio table, and I cannot eat a banana. I'm very, very picky about my banana. Like I can't eat it if it is too overripe. So it was sitting next to my phone charger, and my mind just like connected them and like, oh, wouldn't that be great if I could just rewind it a little bit so I could eat this banana because I'm hungry and it looks good. So I started this series of making rechargeable fruit where you just plug it in and it like goes back in time. It was really fun, but it also like got me to like get into some more stop motion things and like create these fun, this fun new area that I didn't go to school for. I didn't like do any formal training. I just kind of figured it out. It's just like you move something a little bit, you take a picture. You move something a little bit, you take a picture. Like just easy and fun. So then I got an email from a client, and they said, "You make videos, right?" And I said, like thinking like, well, thinking to myself, I haven't done much for clients or brands or agencies, but yeah, like I'm making stop motion videos on my own work, and I'm like creating things all the time. So of course I said, yeah. So the client was for Yoplait, and these were some of my first stop motion videos that I had made. So just really fun, like celebratory videos for their new blueberry yogurt that they wanted to do. These like really fun Vine videos just to get people like excited. So like, I love doing like this, and not only is it for it's for a fun client working with great people, but like I love playing with my food. I never stopped. I never will. There's me on the right. It's probably no different than when I was 10 years old playing with my food, making faces on my plate. So it's something that you do have to remind yourself that you're working sometimes because you're having a lot of fun doing it. But yeah, it's great. It's a fulfilling reminder that I'm doing it the right thing. I'm on the right path. This is what I'm supposed to be doing. So I created some other I'll just take you through a couple more videos since it's been a lot of fun creating these things. So that video is for Blue Apron. If you don't know them, they are a company that sends out food, and everything's all the ingredients are there. They send you the recipe, and then you make it. So I thought it'd be really fun to kind of do a play of what's the food doing inside the box when it's shipped there. And of course, the blue potato is taking selfies and gets very shy, and so it's fun things. I did another one where it was a tomato doing a jumpstagram, and it's just, again, playing with my food. This is another video that I did for Uber recently for just a Halloween post, which was pretty fun. So it's just really fun, like coming up with ideas that you just don't know like exactly how it's gonna how the audience is gonna take it. I'm having a blast making it. Like these pumpkins are just at a party dancing, and like one needs to go, so he calls up an Uber, and like the Uber pumpkin takes it away. Like it's just fun things, and I just really enjoy doing it. And I think that is the fuel for how I get going every day. So this is another recent one that I did with Organic Valley. And so these are quick videos. It's 15 seconds. It's a lot of Instagram, social media work. So it's quick, but it's a lot of fun to make. And I do have to say, if there are any bakers out there, I have a lot of respect for you. Pies are not easy to make. And this was one of the first detailed lattice pies that I've ever made. And there was a point where I had everything cut out, and we were making it, and we were so far into it, it was like, oh, I don't know, do we have enough to finish? Yeah, we do. We finished it. But it's great because, again, I have not made pies. It's not my specialty, but I just approached it like it's an illustration. It's a video. It's it just became this art piece, and I just forgot that, what it was. And a little behind the scenes about this pie is that I did not actually get to eat it, because when we were making it, we were rolling the dough out on this barn wood, for the look and everything. And there was a lot of sawdust and splinters that ended up in the dough. So as delicious as it looked, did not get to actually eat it, which was sad. Although that bourbon whipped cream was pretty tasty. So I got contacted by somebody for a project that was not something that I typically do. And it was a really cool thing to be contacted by these people. And, again, like it's like that other client that says, you make videos, right? And it's just like, I can, and I've done things like that, so of course I can take this challenge, I can figure it out, because, you team up with other creatives and you just are able to, create a fun project out of it. So, worked recently for Toyota, and they came to me and asked to create this social media campaign that wanted to tie into their print campaign, and it was this idea of having this color fight, to inspire people, and it was a lot of fun. So we were filming out in LA, having these giant fire extinguishers filled with the colored powder from color runs, and just having a ton of fun having this color fight. And as you can see, like a little behind the scenes action, it was a hot day and that asphalt was pretty warm, but again, having a team of other people that you're working with and being able to, just create these things that you love making is a very, the photo on the right, I don't know what happened there exactly. I think that was, I think we were all done and just, we were wiping a little bit of the paint off, so. So this is the video that we ended up making for Toyota. So, as you can see, it's, again, 15 seconds. It's just showing this fun, inspirational thing happening. And when they first came to me, I had a few ideas. They wanted to figure out how I wanted to approach the project. And I needed to have, a couple people, color fight. Obviously, you can't do it by yourself. And they didn't want too many people on the set, so I had this group of people that it was going to be, multiple things happening. But they're like, actually, you only get one person that you can hire and work with. I'm just like, well, are they gonna throw the color at themselves? Takes away the concept. So quickly I had to think it through, and then I was just like, well, I can art direct it, I can, work on filming it, and I guess I'll also be in it too, doing the color fight. So, which was fun, being on both sides during the shoot. So I want to challenge you guys. I don't know where everybody comes from. Let's do a raise of hands. Who is in the creative, who has a creative job that's somehow tied to creativeness, or maybe you just like to play with your food? I just want to challenge you to find ways to go out of your comfort zone, to have that one dream that that the guy told me at my very first internship, to start something now or it's not going to happen. Don't forget about these things. Try to keep that in the back of your mind, because if you forget about these things that is so important to you, it's almost like you're cheating yourself, there's so many other things that you can have potential to. I want to challenge you to fail. I've failed many times, and I know sometimes it's hard to show those failures just because you don't want to admit to it, but you take these failures, you take these risks that you've done in your life, and you turn it around, and you try to make yourself stronger from it. You try to learn from it, you try to grow from it. And I feel like if nobody takes those chances or takes those risks, you're just cheating yourself. I want you to find some way to go out and, plan ahead. Don't jump in the water, Just find a way to get out there and, live that dream that you've always been wanting to do, Don't give up on it. That's it. Thanks, guys.